Welcome back, everybody, to the NSRA Broadcasting YouTube channel, Facebook, Kick, and Twitch. I actually don't think Facebook is working right now, but that's another problem for another day. Tonight, we are with the NSRA. We have 20 drivers heading onto the track here momentarily to get their qualifying done. Tonight, we are at Auto Club Speedway for 50 laps in the NSRA Sunday Shootout Series, brought to you by Chevyland. Like I said, the boys will be going out for qualifying here shortly, if they aren't out already. Yeah, it looks like we are out already. Let's go see if we can take a look at Dana Osborne. One of the drivers we like to follow here in that number 8 Skull car today. Dana Osborne typically always up front. We got David Overstreet out on track right now as well. Again, we've got 50 laps tonight. Here in this series, we have one fast repair. Typically, these races go pretty quick depending on how clean they are, obviously. Last time we broadcast, unfortunately, we did have some cautions. Didn't quite make it clean that race. Do apologize for the break that we had to take. Unfortunately, I got called away to work and I can't broadcast remotely, unfortunately. I don't have a laptop powerful enough to be able to do that. So unfortunately for these guys, we did have to miss a couple of races. Again, I do apologize to the admin team for this league. Unfortunately, didn't really have a choice. Let's head over to Anthony English. Who just put down a 43.407. Fastest lap, looks like it was in qualifying. Or in, his fastest lap was 42.46. Do appreciate everyone joining us tonight. If you can, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe button. Show us that you see us. We are still trying to build this YouTube channel. See what we get. Watch the number 44 right now. About 30 seconds left on track here till our qualifying session is over. And then we'll head to our race. New feature that we've got going on tonight is actually our head-to-head in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. That is the head-to-head competition between the driver we are watching and the leader. Show their laps back to back, who's good sector times and things like that as well. So kind of cool little feature. Let us know what you think in the comments below. We no longer have the starting field or the starting order. We're going to head down to Luke Gray here, who's out on track. So we're going to go through the top 10 here. We got Paul Servant coming home with the first place in qualifying. John Guerra going to be on his outside. Andrew Schroeder on the inside of lane number 2. Followed up with James Meyer on his outside. Anthony English is going to be on the bottom side of row 3. Rick Seabrands, who is outside. Luke Gray, Mark Mann, Cole Spalding, and Lynn McNeese round out your top 10 for tonight. Bubba Winningham, Russ Hancock, David Overstreet, Dusty Burkhart, Dana Osborne round out the top 15. And the last 5 drivers, Sean Stevens, Bob Fitzgerald, Rob Connors, Adam Kilday, and Douglas Johnson. Almost all of our drivers are on the grid. We've got 2 to 3 cars left to join. Once they join, we'll be off pit road. Head to our leader, Paul Servant here. We have a couple of fun cameras to play with tonight at Auto Club. Love that number 3 car of Paul Servant and that Oreo car. Who was outside, like I'd mentioned, John Guerra. Andrew Schroeder. Rocking that Jets car. James Meyer. Anthony English. That number 44 car. And Rick Seabrins. We're entering turn 3 right now. We're going to be firing off here pretty soon, pretty shortly. That pace car is fixing to make that hard left turn off of pit road. Let's head up with our starter cam. Green flag is flying. Right to that outside wall coming off of turn 2. Paul Servant with a great lead out front. Number 44 of Anthony English right on his bumper. We are 2 wide, maybe 3 wide, a little bit farther through the pack here. Even though this track is a little more open, drafting is going to be important here. But these tires do wear out quick. Now, a reminder, we do run a smaller fuel. You got the number 29 on that outside line, Luke Gray, making that outside line work for him. Just gained 3-4 spots through one corner. Tire wear is going to be interesting. How long can Luke make this top line work for him? Anthony English able to make the pass as well on the number 3 of Paul Servant. We are going single file a little further back. Number 88 makes contact with the wall. Everyone kind of spreads out. No caution, though. Number 88 stays in the wall. Let's head back to our leaders, Luke Gray, Anthony English, trying to make the challenge on the inside line through 3 and 4. Not quite there to make it, but he's getting close. Luke Gray has that top line figured out. I know that at Auto Club, it is important to be able to run up on that bubble right on that wall. The fastest laps you're going to get are definitely off that line. Anthony English a little bit slower this time by. Loses that gap a little bit. Anthony English in the walls through the corner here. Loses all that time to Luke Gray. The entire field has caught back up to him. I was through 1 and 2. Now the battle's on here for second. To the inside, the number 95 car of Justin Meyer, making a challenge to number 44 car of Anthony English for that second place spot. He wants his chance to go catch Luke Gray and make his name known. We're sticking with Anthony English here. See what happens. The number 04 car able to get around the number 95 car. That's Mark Mann. John Guerra, after making that hard contact with the outside wall, is on pit road right now. Looks like he's getting some damage fixed. Does not want to take his fast repair. Unfortunately, Dana Osborne has taken his fast repair. I don't think it was because of damage, though, but we will see. I'm not sure. Number 95 car trying to make that inside line stick here on the number 44. Luke Gray's making some changes on his line. We have caught up to our leader here. Let's see what these number 29 car, Luke Gray, tries to go to the inside line to see how that works for him. Let's see if this pans out. The number 95 still challenging Anthony English in that number 44 car, lap after lap through the corners. Number 95 car still battling. Let's take a look a little bit further back down in the field. We got a couple of drivers here. We are 3 wide racing for, looks like 7th, 8th, and 9th place here. Everyone goes back to single file. We got I was going to say 2 wide, but that's not true. Let's go back up to our leaders here. Our second place drivers, Anthony English, James Meyer, going back and forth every lap. James is really trying to make that inside line work here with Anthony English. Anthony English just gets the run off the corner, able to get to the outside of the number 29 car. You can see their lap times here. A little bit different. About 0.2 of a second. Now the number 29 car still trying to make that inside line work. It's not going to work. The number 44 is able to clear him coming off the corner here. Which also does now open the door for the number 94 car. I'm sorry, the 95 car of James Meyer to get up there in the mix as well. They're trying to make that inside line work, and it's just not working for them. The outside line is the place you want to be in this race. We've got a four-way battle now. Number 48 of Andrew Schroeder has entered the mix. I heard some contact there from the number 29 car of Luke Gray. And the wall in the middle of that corner allows the 95 to slide up into place right behind our leader, Anthony English. Luke Gray being challenged by 3 drivers now, falls from first place to 4th place. Able to tuck back in line. What I imagine happened is that first 2 laps, Luke Gray What I'm guessing happened is Luke Gray spent up his tires too early trying to get that lead out in front of everybody. We are single file now for the lead between Anthony English and James Meyer. Anthony English is going to be in that white and orange car. And Jason Myers is going to be the inside that number 95, a red, white, and blue car. Number 95 still challenging the inside on every corner, but that number 44 car of Anthony English just able to pull away on the front straights because he's got more momentum through the corners. This is some exciting racing, folks, for first place that we're currently watching right now. They've gone back and forth from being double wide to not wide, so we'll see what happens. '95 able to make that pass around the number 44 car of Anthony English. Able to make it stick. New leader, James Meyer, in that number 95 car. He's running about 2/10 quicker than Anthony English is right now. However, Luke Gray is coming back with the vengeance. He's running about half a second quicker than these two lead cars are. Nothing too eventful going on right now. Looks like we got a couple drivers on pit road, actually. Luke Gray, Paul Servant, Cole Spaulding, and Bob Fitzgerald all on pit road right now. We are running a smaller fuel tank in these vehicles. I believe it's 60% total fuel, so you will see some more pit stops. The number 44 car heading down pit road. The number 95 car heading down pit road. Let's see if anybody gets a holding penalty. I don't think so, but let's double check. Lynn McNeese to the lead in that number 84 car. The top 10 drivers right now have not pit. Top 11 drivers have not pit. We got Lynn McNeese on pit road. That brings timing and scoring all messed up. Anthony English back on track. Rick Seabrands is now the current second place driver. Lynn McNeese is on pit road. The whole field has shuffled it out. Rick Seabrands is currently your leader. Paul Servant following in second place, not too far behind. James Meyer in fourth place, and rounding out our top five is Cole Spaulding. There is currently a 7/10 gap between first and second. Looks like we had two drivers that received a penalty on pit road. Still watching our leader, Rick Seabrands, in that number 4 car. We are through our first round of green flag pit stops. We are officially going to be halfway through this race. Next time by the start finish flag or the flagger stand, we will have Anthony English able to make this gap a little bit smaller. He's running about a 10th quicker per lap right now. Not a whole lot going on track right now. This is the battle for the lead right now between Rick Seabrands, Anthony English, and James Meyer. Paul Servant in that number 3 car is closing that gap slowly to those cars up ahead of him. We are just hanging out with your leaders right now. We've got the number 55 challenging every lap on the inside of that number 44 car for Anthony English. We do remember that when James Meyer was able to actually make the pass, he started pulling away. So let's see if they use kind of the same strategy. Run the bottom until you can't. As you can see, James Meyer battling hard with Anthony English. Very clean, very respectful racing. We have Paul Servant in the mix as well with Rick Seabrands. Still watching our leaders here. This is the closest battle we've got on track right now. We are still watching our leaders here. Anthony English, James Meyer, Rick Seabrands, all right here, 3 wide coming out of turn 3. And we officially have 20 laps to go. Anthony English falling back a little bit here. Anthony English, your current leader in that number 44 car. I do apologize. That 40-yard car is Andrew Schroeder. Was a lap down, no longer a lap down, able to battle his way out of that. Our 2 leaders here, Anthony English, James Meyer, putting on a great show tonight. Very respectful racing between the 2 drivers. So I got to give him props for that. Sometimes that's just as hard to do. We have got a battle on our hands between these two drivers. That is for sure. We just got to watch the driver take a drop down pit lane. That was Andrew Schroeder after getting his lap back. Had to go down pit lane for possibly the last time tonight. I'm sorry, that wasn't the 48. Which car was it? Luke Gray's on pit road currently. Russ Hancock. Bubba Winningham. Let's see how this pays off with that number 48 in front of him. Andrew Schroeder is on the lead lap, but possibly going to get past here in a second to put him in that back a lap down. Both our leaders heading down pit road. Anthony English with the phenomenal entrance into pit road. That puts our leader as Paul Servant in that number 3 car. These guys are also going to all start pitting as well. We've got about 7 drivers out on that are on pit road currently or have recently pit. Paul Servant's headed down pit road. Lynn McNeese, your current leader, in that number 84 car. He's going to have to pit soon as well. Let's head to Rick Seabrans and Cole Spalding, actually on pit road right now. They're heading back off in that 3 and 4 car of Paul Servant and Rick Seabrans. Lynn McNeese still your leader. Another car heading down pit road currently. That's the number 08 car of Bob Fitzgerald. Two cars have not pit yet. That's the 84 of Lynn McNeese and the number 27 of Sean Stevens. Currently both running first and second. We are watching our leader right now, Lynn McNeese. Cole Spalding right now with our fastest lap times of a 44:04. James Meyer actually just posted the fastest lap right now, 43:45. He's down in 15th place right now. Looks like he may have had a speeding penalty. Anthony English as well. And that number 44 car, they spent an awful long time on pit road. Lynn McNeese into the pits. This is going to be Paul Servant now, is going to become our leader as soon as he gets around him on pit road. Sean Stevens also out on pit road. This is going to be the final stop of the race. We've got 9 laps left to go. Our top 3 currently, Paul Servant in this 03 car that we're watching, or the number 3 car. Rick Seabrands in the number 4 car right behind him. And Mark Mann in 3rd place in this 04 car. He's a little bit further back, about 1.159 seconds to the leader. We've got 7 laps to go. This is between Paul Servant and Rick Seabrands now, unless Mark Mann's able to close that gap. The number 48 car is a lapped car. Gets his lap back. That's Andrew Schroeder. Paul Servant's got to be careful here. You don't want to battle him too much. The more you fight with Andrew Schroeder, the closer that Rick Seabrands is going to get. As evidenced by this last lap. Able to close this gap down to 0.1 second. It was close before, but it's even closer now. We're going to get 5 to go next time by. Our leaders are side by side. Rick is able to get a great run in the corner. The number 8 car of Dana Osborne. A couple laps down. The number 3 car has to fight him off a little bit here. May have caused some issues. Rick Seabrands now to the outside of the number 3 car. He has that run off the corner. That's very important. Able to make the pass. With only 4 laps to go. Let's see if Paul can answer back and take that position back before the end of this race. We've got 3 laps to go. We are watching the battle for the lead right now between the number 4 car and the number 3 car of Rick Sebrands and Paul Servant, respectively. The number 04 car of Mark Mann in 3rd place is not going to be able to catch them. We are going to get 2 to go. Rick able to hold off again through turn 1 and 2. Paul's got to do something crazy here to close this gap of 0.175 seconds as well and take the lead back. We are going to get, might be 2 to go this time by. Paul makes a drive down into the corner, slides back up the track, gets in front of Rick. Rick able to get the momentum off the corner. He's going to do the same thing to the number 3 car. The number 3 car is going to recognize it, goes down to the bottom of the track for the crossover. Does he make it stick coming off the corner? Paul is going to take us to the white flag. Paul has got to do some awesome blocking or driving here down this backstretch as well as into 3 and 4. Fantastic pass for the lead. Into turn 3, the number 4 car tries to drive it in deep and low, not able to make it stick. Paul Servant comes off of turn 4 in the lead. Here we go to the line. Paul Servant takes away the win with Rick Sebrands in 2nd place. Adam Kilday in 3rd. Mark Mann in 4th. Cole Spalding rounds out your top 5 tonight. Super impressive racing tonight. Clean racing all around the board. While we get these interviews set up, let's go to our commercial break.
And welcome to Chevyland.
All right, and that was our only commercial break we were going to get tonight. Let's bring up our third place driver tonight, Rick Seabrands, and get him up here for his interview. Not Rick. We're going to bring up Adam Kilday. Adam, this is David up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah. What's up, man?
Hey, how are you doing tonight? Looks like you came home in, what was it, third place, right? Yep, third place.
I mean, I don't know how that happened. I think a bunch of people got penalties, and because I was a good ways back. But I don't know. I'll go look back and see, but I think Paul and Rick and a bunch of other guys got a hold or something. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how we got here, but
We're
I guess
here.
I'll take that. Yeah.
We're here, and that's all that matters. Yeah, Adam, you started back there in 19th place tonight. There was a lot of penalties, speeding penalties coming onto pit road that I saw people were getting as they were taking that green flag pit stops. Probably one of the cleanest races that I think I've seen at this track. 50 laps, no cautions. How did it? I can't even say how did it go. It went fantastic for you, but it was clean. How did the whole experience and getting around everybody or just racing clean? I mean, it didn't look like there was hardly any incidents at all. It was probably the cleanest race I've ever seen, man.
Yeah, I think I almost brought out one caution. I got into the back of Russ Hancock coming out of two. I misjudged the distance I had closing up on him and got into his corner and put him in the wall. So my bad on that, Russ. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot of room on this track too, and the guys were just given extra space, and that's that's how you get a lot of these green flag runs is be a little bit more lenient to the guy next to you, and everything should be all right at the end of the day and keep it green.
Absolutely. We are going to Talladega to round out our summer shootout series here with the NSRA. How are you feeling about heading back to a super speedway?
I'm with it, so I'll definitely be there. I don't know what car it is. I think it's, what is it, Xfinity?
Yeah, it's Xfinity still.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with the new all the bumping and stuff with the new B car update that came out. So, but it should be a lot of fun. Hopefully better than the last one. So, I think it will. People are we may be more used to it now than we were before. So, yeah, it should be some good racing next week.
Awesome. Well, Adam, before I let you get off here, anybody you want to thank out there in YouTube land?
Yeah, I didn't know it was a broadcast going on, but it's the SCSRA on YouTube.
That is correct.
Awesome. Yeah, shout out to you guys, man, and shout out to NSRA for putting on a little fun deal throughout the summer. That's much appreciative of that. And yeah, man, so should about do it.
Awesome, Adam. You have a good rest of your night, sir. Again, congratulations on your third place. Hopefully we'll talk to you next week.
All right, we'll do. You take it easy.
Yes, sir. That was our second place driver, or our third place driver of Adam Kilday. Let me go ahead and grab our second place driver, Rick Seabrands. Rick, this is David up in the booth. You got me?
10-4.
I know it was kind of an unexpected broadcast. Unfortunately, I got called away from work, so I missed a couple of races. I do apologize for that. Congratulations on your second place. That last 5 laps between you and Paul were some of the best racing all night. The crossovers, the drafting, it was fantastic. How'd you come home that close to coming home with the victory?
I'm just thrilled to get out of here with a runner-up spot tonight. Led some laps, had a clean race. We probably had sixth or maybe eighth to sixth place car tonight, but due to like some circumstances with like unfortunately with Jim and Anthony and Luke and Schroeder and him, I think they had some miscues on pit road or something happened to them where it kind of leapfrogged us a little bit there, and we got fortunate we didn't have a yellow all night, which is just a credit to all the drivers and everybody being super patient, respectable out there. So yeah, to come home with a second tonight, that's probably we're pretty happy with that when it comes to a championship standpoint. Would have liked to have gotten the trophy and got one here in California, but I definitely can't be upset with second.
Absolutely. It was a fantastic race. The last couple of laps between you and Paul, like I said, you taking the lead with 5-6 laps to go, then the crossovers into 3 and 4. It was fun to watch.
I really thought when I had that track position on Paul that I was going to be in a pretty good spot. And I don't know if I really don't race this track enough to really know where I messed up, I guess. I think I probably just didn't save enough. And whereas he did, he might have cooled off his tires enough to get that run underneath there. And then I kind of cooked it going back there, which got him that run back. And there just wasn't enough time to recover there. But yeah, again, congrats to Paul. Super stoked with second. One more race to go in this championship. And yeah, it'll be a fun race next week for sure.
How are you feeling about Talladega?
I feel good anytime we go to Talladega or Daytona or any of those kind of tracks. It just seems like, these kind of tracks are a little bit out of our pay grade, but they're fun to moonlight on and get some good. It's even funner when you get rewarded with a good finish like this. So, hopefully next week I think we still have a drop week that we could kind of use up for this championship battle. So we might just, throw everything at it, but the kitchen sink, see what sticks, and I don't know, maybe come home and luck into one more before the end of the season.
Sounds great. Rick, before I let you go, anybody you want to thank out there?
I want to thank you guys for coming on and broadcasting this race. It was, hopefully all the fans out there enjoyed it. All the fans for watching, and David O and Bubba for putting this on Sunday nights.
Awesome, Rick. Congratulations again on second place. Hopefully we'll talk to you next week.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yep. That was our second place driver, Rick Seabrands. Let's bring up our winner, Paul Servant, and that number 3 car. Paul, you got me?
Yes, I do.
Hey, congratulations on the win, sir. The last probably 7 laps of this race were probably the most exciting all night.
Yeah.
The crossovers, the switching back and forth, the losing the lead with 6 laps to go, taking it back with 2 laps to go. It was great. Tell us, how did you expect to be able to do that crossover? I saw when it was happening, you expected it, went to that top line, came right back down and took that place back.
I just came in slower, cut my entry a little back, and was able to cut it low and make the crossover. I mean, Rick did it to me earlier, a few laps before that, so
Yep.
I just paid it back to him.
It was fun to watch for sure. You guys were real close all night tonight. Everyone kind of had a lot of people had a lot of mistakes going on to pit road with speeding, and it kind of took a lot of people out or back down to the bottom of that field. But you were able to take over the win. So congratulations again on that, sir.
Yeah, thank you. That was a great battle with Rick. I mean, I've raced Rick long time. A lot of respect there. So I wasn't going to do anything dumb. And this was probably Anthony or James's race, and they got hit with some penalties getting into the pits. So I was looking at probably a top 5, but I'll take the win.
Absolutely. How are you feeling about Talladega next week?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure Rick's got the championship already. I mean, he finished second here, so I didn't really gain anything on him. I probably crown him next week, and go out there and try and have a good race, put on a good show, and maybe pull out another win. Who knows?
Awesome. Paul, before I get you out of here, anybody you want to thank out there?
My team, Dana and Luke and Cole and Russell, the league, David for running the league, the admins, Bubba for his commentary at the beginning of each race. You
It's
guys
epic.
for coming in. I didn't even know there was a broadcast tonight, so
Unfortunately, the last 2 weeks I got called away for work and we didn't have any coverage. Unfortunately, I do apologize to y'all for that. But we should be here next week, God willing, and I don't get pulled out for work again this week. But who knows?
Well, that's all right. You were here for this one that I won, so
That's all that matters, right?
that's pretty much.
All right, Paul. Thanks again for dropping by. Congratulations on your win. Hopefully, we talk to you next week.
Thank you. You guys have a good night.
You too, sir. And that was our winner, Paul Servant, tonight. Want to thank everybody for showing up tonight and hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, go ahead, like, subscribe, do all the fun things. Show us your support here in the channel. Last thing, we will be back Tuesday night for the NSRA Blue Team Alpha Truck Series. for another super speedway race at Talladega in that series. Hopefully we'll be here. God willing, I don't get called out for work. I can't unfortunately control that. However, I look forward to being here. We'll be back Tuesday and Wednesday night for the SCSRA races. Y'all have a good night. Thanks for joining. We'll catch you next time.